All right, good morning, everyone. What's up, Bobak? Modified, how you doing? So, let's give it a minute for everyone to hop in here. What's up, Victor? What's going on, Rusty, Robert, Jason, Mocha? So, Q's up 0.7%. Everything's up a little bit here. Great bounce off this previous resistance, previous support. Right, we had that fake out to the downside, recovered it very nicely, straight back to the upside. So now we're starting to break out of this trend to the downside here. All right, we're sitting up at 366.45 pre-market, which is this previous resistance. So we're sitting right there pre-market. So, you know, this is also breaking out of this diagonal trend line I have here, which we rejected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So, you know, now that we're up above it, we might see, you know, a nice run. Could definitely see a nice run today. So keep an eye on that. SPY also, right, bounced right above this previous support. I like Q's way better than SPY here. Right, there's not really that many clean levels up until 444.3, which is really the only key level there. Big resistance up above, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But that's really just what I'm watching on SPY. VIX, let's take a look. VIX is kind of flagging, so we could definitely keep an eye on this. Right, look at that little falling wedge that it's creating. So if this starts to break out to the upside, right, that means SPY and QQQ to the downside. So it would make sense if we pushed up to 444, and then if that level rejected, but we'll see. Right, obviously, can't predict, just have to play level to level. But, you know, potential falling wedge right there. Netflix, right, in those shorts, just straight consolidation yesterday. We almost had that breakdown. We went green twice, red twice. Now it's down like 50%, I believe. We had this big resistance up above, right? Rejected once, twice, or support once, twice. So big shelf above. It is pretty weak compared to everything else here pre-market. Right? It's only up 0.2%. So 411.88 needs to hold below. But this also could be setting up for a falling wedge break, right? Take a look at this higher time frame setup. Right? Could be a falling wedge. It's also a head and shoulders. So, you know, market's pretty strong today. This could definitely break out. So we'll see what happens. If we lose, we lose. Right? The good traders are always good winners. Always be a good winner. Always be a good loser. Square I'm watching today. I like how we had this double bottom here back in May. And we bounced off of it on the 18th. Right? We created a higher low. And now we're starting to break through this white trend line I have here. All right, so push through end of day yesterday, and now we are up 0.7%. Could definitely see a little run here. We have this previous support right there. Also kind of lines up with these levels too, but nothing really too major up until kind of that zone there, 61.6 or so. So we could definitely keep an eye on this and potentially play this to try and catch this wave to the upside there. Microsoft looks very solid too. It's finally starting to break out of that downtrend. All right, we had rejection once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Broke through end of day yesterday, and now we're pushing up. All right, we have these levels here above, right? Support, 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 resistance, and it's at 325 pre-market. So we'll have to see what happens at open. Apple, great inverse head and shoulders yesterday. Let's take a look here. So opening up around 177 or so, we have a big shelf here, right? Support, 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 support. Right, so it bounced multiple times off of there. It's also lining up with this diagonal resistance. So we'll have to see how it reacts at that 177.32. But market's pretty strong pre-market here. So, you know, if SPY can push to 444, Apple should totally see a move to 179.7. NVIDIA above all-time highs. Crazy move. Premiums are way too expensive to be trading though. Like over $2,500 for pretty much near the money. So way too expensive. But great setup though. So, you know, it's working out perfect. Tesla up 4% again, pre-market. So that daily chart was totally accurate, right? One low, higher low, right? Had a little fake out to the downside before bouncing right off that previous resistance as a new support. And if we zoom in a bit here, broke this diagonal resistance as well, right? Now it's sitting up at 240.6. So we have that previous double top here at 240.85. If it can break through that, I'm going to move this up. I think we could take calls and for a push to the upside. Very strong. Let's look for a continuation move there. Let me remove these alerts. Okay. So, right, previous support acted as a little double top here. So if this breaks, we should see a continuation. Shop, not really watching anything there. Coin, just still hovering, not really doing much. Yeah, for NVIDIA, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if earnings drops, right? NVIDIA has seen an absolute insane run. I feel like hopes are very high. Everyone thinks it's, you know, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. You know, I feel like it's starting to get a little bit overvalued, but you know, we'll see. NVIDIA has proved everyone wrong. So what's everyone's thoughts there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thoughts on NVIDIA after earnings. Has earnings tomorrow. So big day. Tomorrow earnings are after the market ends. But would love to hear all of your thoughts. If everyone could drop a like on the video, that'd be great. Coin not watching yet. Amazon. I just don't really like Amazon either. We had this previous resistance above, which was a support. Yeah, it got a ton of price target raises, but you know, we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, guarantee so many people get IV crushed. So many people are going to get IV crushed. Yeah, the flow on the video. There's always going to be flow like that around in earnings. You know, people adjusting for positions that they have, you know, long, short on commons. So, yeah, I wouldn't really buy, we'll see. We'll see. Big day tomorrow. PayPal, really nothing here. Could be actually a bottom, right? We have this previous support. Kind of fake that to the downside. It's definitely setting up. Need some more time. Meta doesn't look like anything. BABA, not really much. AMD, right? Kind of flagging here. It's just very choppy chart. A lot of sideways price action. And then Rivian could be forming this bottom here. Right, something like this. Could definitely be what's happening here. But that's really it. Netflix, I just want to see a rejection here and a drop down back to 398. But that's not going to happen if Q's continues to push here. I do like Q's at open though for calls. 366.33, right? That previous double top. We're sitting right there. So if that can hold, I think we, you know, continue to push up today. When I see big money flow on big names, do I just ignore it? I mean, I don't look at it anymore. It's just not relevant to my strategy. But again, you don't know what their plan is, right? They could have a million shares long, and you know, a 500k short position is nothing, right? It's a small hedge. They could have a million shares short, and you know, a 500k or $1 million long position could mean nothing. It could mean a hedge. It could mean, you know, anything. It could be collecting premium, right? It could be anything. So, you know, you don't know what their intentions are. It also, you know, it could be someone who has no idea what they're doing, which usually it's not if it's that size. But, you know, like the smaller positions, it could be. Again, you have no idea what the intentions are behind it. But I do like this QQQ chart. I like how, right, we've seen a rejection here multiple times, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. And now we're finally starting to get that break. Right, it's finally starting to peak over. Right, so it'd be ideal if we could break through, pull back, do a little bit of a retest, and then continue. Square. Definitely not a rising wedge. This, if anything, this is starting to reverse. Right, it's kind of put in a bottom here off this previous double bottom. It bounced big time, and it created a higher low here. Yeah, SPY could definitely be making a inverse head and shoulders. Right, if we take a look at the higher time frame, left shoulder, head, potential right shoulder here. You know, it's possible, but I don't really like predicting, like I always say. PayPal I covered. Right, look at the daily. Previous support, kind of acted as support, a little fake out to the downside. And it could be setting up here, so. Let's see. Right, we have this previous double bottom right here, which was a resistance, so you could use 60.4 as an entry. Once it breaks that, it should push up. I could set an alert on it just in case. Do you mean Apple, William, or is that what you meant? APLD. This looks like coin. I don't like when it's dragged out like this. It is up 11% pre-market. Applied, it says it's reached elite partner status, and so it's moving off NVDA. Not surprised. Adobe. So here's Adobe. I like how it's created this bottom, right? Nice little wedge, and it's starting to break here to the upside now. So if this breaks here, 525.49, this could definitely run. This looks solid. We could watch this today. We could definitely watch that today. Let's set an alert there. Yeah, that looks good, Richard. Microsoft looks solid. Bunch of names are looking good. Right, I still have Netflix puts. Just waiting to see how it reacts around that neckline. Yeah, it's going to be down. It's fine. If we lose, we lose. Right? If you want to be a good trader, you have to be a good loser. Right? We're going to lose trades. You can lose 50% of your trades and still do very well. You like IWM? This looks more like it's forming a head and shoulders. Right, kind of has that neckline there. Kind of has this right shoulder, left shoulder. Here's the head. And maybe coming up. Can you put the ticket name on your background on TradingView? It's right here. It's a little dark. It's a little... Can't really tell. It's very light, but it is there. QQQ 2 hour it shows. I don't really like having it there, but I did it for you guys. I can make it a little brighter. Should be able to see that. Just because it crowds up the chart. I like having my charts as simple as possible. QQQ is sitting right at that 366.33 level, along with Tesla right below that previous support, which was a double top. So we'll check out, yeah, it's also on the top left. You can see Tesla here. SoFi, so I put in a low, created a higher low here, right off this, whoops, right off this big support. Right, so it bounced once, twice, now 3 times. So it could be, you know, putting in a bottom, just like how Rivian is looking. Church music. It's like house music. ZS. Definitely not church music. Definitely not. I don't like that candle, that big rejection. But if it can hold above here, you know, maybe. Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft looks great. It has a big shelf above at 328. But, you know, it's starting to break this downtrend. Starting to break that downtrend. So on that note, I'm going to go get set up for the Zoom. Hope everyone has an amazing day trading. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go set up the Zoom. Have a good one, guys.